How did you become homeless?
Well, I was working for a courier service in San Diego, driving to LA every night, and I had been out meeting my nephew for lunch, and I was sitting out at the pier watching the surfers for a couple hours. And by the time they got there for lunch, I was sunburned. And I went to work that night anyways. I drove to LA. On the way back, I blacked out, passed out while I was driving. And I came to, parked in the breakdown lane. And because, I went to the doctors because I'd had a past history of strokes, and I might have had another stroke. And the doctors said it wasn't another stroke, but that I would, because it happened while I was driving, they'd have to inform the DMV. So they called the DMV, and a few months later, like they continued to let me drive for the company, A few months later, they decided they were going to suspend my license. And so I called the DMV to try to find out what was going on. They had me go through a bunch of doctors, and eventually they suspended my license. And then I lost, because I lost my job. They give me the paperwork for filing for unemployment. As soon as I filed, they contested it, and they said that they had the right to fire me because I had a contract saying that I would drive for them, and I don't have a license anymore, so I can't drive for them. So I didn't get unemployment, and I didn't have disability anymore. I didn't have Social Security, and so I was living paycheck to paycheck. And so all of a sudden, I lost my job. I lost my paychecks. I couldn't afford the rent. I couldn't afford anything else. So I wound up living in my car, and eventually I lost my car, and I wound up living on the streets.
Okay. And do you use drugs or alcohol?
I'm in recovery. I've been clean for over 8.5 years.
And
I've been on the streets here in El Cajon for about 7. So